the thing was I was 1 week, 2 weeks out of surgery, maybe totally just wrecked on fucking like narcotics and like literally not really able to move at all. And I mean, for a week, and all the only plans I had were to just stay in bed that day. And it was you two guys that were texting me early on that Saturday going, dude, are you watching the Sabbath thing? Are you watching Back to the Beginning? Are you watching it? Are you watching it? Are you watching it? And I was just like, ugh, like rolling around in bed going, I don't know. Is that today? Like, and it just hit me out of nowhere. What the fuck else are you going to do today? Like, all of your fucking heroes are playing together today, and they're playing like a tribute to the ultimate musical, like metal legend.
The inventors of heavy metal.
Literally inventors of heavy metal.
Wouldn't exist without them.
And I was just like, what the fuck am I doing? And it was you guys like lit a fire into my ass, and I literally just like I grabbed this fucking rope and like climbed out of bed. Like I literally had to like lasso my foot. I had a leg surgery, so I couldn't move my leg. And literally to get my leg out of bed, I had to throw this like rope around it and drag it out of bed. So it was like a scene out of fucking Indiana Jones for me to just even get out of bed. But I did it. I was just, and then all of a sudden it was like I was on a mission. And I was like, fucking Black Sabbath. This is it. Today we're fucking doing it. And I didn't even know the whole lineup. I hadn't really looked into it.
So we had planned a whole event around this. So I had my family down. We grilled burgers.
You made like a fucking cookout.
It was a whole thing.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
So,
yeah, it was pretty awesome.
At one point, Brandon sent me a picture, and it was like a big rack of ribs that you had like basted or something.
Yeah, that's right. I did ribs.
The caption literally just said, Rack Sabbath.
I remember that you texted me that during the day.
So yeah, as you,
I got that forwarded. I think,
like, literally as you guys were sending me shit, I was sending it to you guys, and so we were in this like awesome little heavy metal love triangle that day. It was fucking perfect, and that's what I did. I like drug myself in. I had a wheelchair. I drug myself into the wheelchair, rolled into the fucking kitchen, got some snacks, and then fucking went to the recliner, bought my little ticket, and then just watched Back to the Beginning all day, live from Birmingham. And I missed the first couple acts. I think I came in on maybe Gojira.
I think maybe a little before that.
Was it before? You
definitely missed the first couple.
I missed.
So it was Mastodon played first.
I missed Mastodon.
And then Rival Sons.
Missed them.
And then Hailstorm.
Anthrax.
I'm going to go with your list.
I think I came in maybe during Hailstorm. Maybe because I saw Lizzie Hale.
Okay.
And I remember thinking, wow, like, she's likely to be probably the most powerful vocalist that we see today. Little did I know, like right around the corner was this fucking kid from like Doncaster, you know.
Yep.
But anyway, like talk about the show a little bit.
I mean, as you know, I don't get very many weekends off as a chef. I do catering for those who don't know me. So I usually work on Saturdays. I just happen to have that Saturday off, and it was kind of like poetic, you know what I mean? And I also don't get up that early in the morning unless somebody's paying me to do so. But yeah, of course, I bought that ticket like a week or two in advance. And I think I remember shooting you a text and be like, hey, this is happening. Like, and
he was doing the same thing. And I was just like so busy getting ready for this surgery, and I was just overwhelmed by the whole summer and just all this shit that I had it on the back burner, and I knew it was coming up, and I was like, but I just hadn't really like committed and planned it. And I probably would have missed it if it wouldn't have been for you two guys. And I want to say it right here in front of the whole world. I owe you guys such a token of gratitude, because it became like the impetus for my entire summer. Because like, again, the show, let's talk a little bit about the show, and then we'll talk about what happened after the show, you know, like talk about some of the great performances.
Yep. So my wife and I had been planning this for, it was announced February 5th. Of 2025, and we pretty much had been planning to do something at our house for this event. Absolutely amazing.
You've got tons of notes on it.
I do.
What was the entire lineup? Can you just run down the entire lineup of this insane show?
So it was Mastodon, Rival Sons, Anthrax, Hailstorm, Lamb of God. And then there was a super group, Tom Morello's All Stars, played. And then there was a video, the Jack Black video.
Yeah, because Jack Black couldn't be there.
Pre-recorded thing.
And he did like a shot-for-shot faithful recreation with like the School of Rock.
Yeah, well, I think one of the School of Rock kids maybe, but it was Tom Morello's kid on guitar. and Scott Ian's kid on
That's right.
bass.
And some, I don't know who, somebody else's
the keyboardist
kid
was from. Was either somebody's kid. I feel like there was one kid from.
That might have been the keyboard player.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
think it was
sure.
keyboard.
That's not in my notes.
I could be
sorry.
wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, they like planned it out perfectly. Like the wardrobe, the instruments, the amps, the props.
Yeah.
Were all exact replicas from the 1980 whatever video.
Yeah, for Mr.
82,
Crowley.
I
Was
think.
it Crowley, right?
Yeah, Mr. Crowley.
And it was like even the graininess of the video was a
Bring that
throwback
up.
to like even the graininess of the video was a throwback to like 1980. You know.
Yeah, from the 1981 video.
Yeah.
Yep.
Phenomenal. And I remember turning it on and just being like, holy shit. Like, I just didn't realize what a landmark metal event was happening, which now that I look back, it should have been fucking obvious with all that talent there and for who, they were paying tribute to. But I mean, it was just, it was a spectacle to fucking behold. Basically everybody was there except Megadeth.
Yep.
That was the one.
So then after the video, there was Alice in Chains, Gojira, then they had a little drum off thing, and then the supergroup did a second appearance. Pantera then came out, Tool, Slayer, Guns N' Roses, Metallica,
And then Ozzy.
And
then Sabbath.
And Sabbath.
One of the high points for me was definitely Gojira and definitely Slayer. I thought Slayer was surprisingly spry.
It's funny you say that because even in my notes, which are very few and scattered, let's see. Favorite cover were Under the Sun and Wicked Wisdom, which are both covered by Gojira and Slayer.
Yeah, that was a big one for me.
And a few of the bands did like some really deep cuts that you never hear.
Yeah.
Which was interesting. Like Metallica did Johnny Blade.
Yeah. Rose is doing 4 covers in a row.
Yeah, they did It's All Right, Never Say Die, Junior's Eyes, and Sabbath Bloody Sabbath.
Yes, I remember. Oh, man.
Deep cuts from the later 2 albums. The last 2 albums.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I was just blown away by the whole thing. And man, again, like Nuno Bettencourt to me was kind of the MVP. I was told, I think Brandon told me maybe that like originally he wasn't going to be involved. Wolfgang Van Halen was supposed to be in the supergroups, and then he had a previous commitment. He just couldn't be there.
Yep.
And then they called Nuno in, who's consummate professional and just learned everything and kind of became, I think him and Tom were sort of the musical director together, but there was even one point where they had Jakey Lee out on stage, and Jakey Lee was kind of struggling. I don't know what and again, Jakey Lee's a fucking legend. I don't know what
Well, he got shot not that long ago.
See,
he had some issues with his hand.
Yeah.
So he pretty much couldn't play guitar at all. So he's been kind of recovering from that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So he had been recovering from that, and then I think it was last year or year before. He was out walking his dog. He lives in Vegas.
Yeah.
He was out walking his dog at 3:00 in the morning because he's a night owl.
Yeah.
And he saw somebody messing around with his neighbor's car, and like said, "Hey, what's going on?" And they shot him.
Fuck,
it was like
Jesus.
a couple of 17-year-olds.
Fuck, I didn't know
they
that.
shot him like 3 or 4 times.
Jakey Lee?
Yeah.
God damn. I mean, I knew he had health problems because somebody, like I was reading about it, and somebody said Jakey Lee due to health problems. And so I knew he was going through. I didn't realize he got fucking shot.
Yeah, he was.
But I know that during the show he was kind of struggling a little bit with a few. That makes sense if he got shot and he was having problems with his hand. But I know that Nuno literally just like mid set kind of took over a solo and kind of stepped in and just again. All-star performance. One another big highlight for me was Mike Borden of Faith No More.
Yep.
Well, I'm a huge fan, so that's definitely on my list.
Dude,
as well.
he was probably my favorite drummer from the entire. Even when they had the big hotshot drum off thing, which was who were Danny Carey, and
Carey, Chad Smith, and
fucking Blink-182 guy, Travis Barker. Phenomenal drummers. But for my money, like none of them held a candle to Borden when he was. Mike Borden is such a fucking machine.
I mean, yeah, he should have been involved in a lot of those combined drummer things. Even this stuff at the beginning with Mastodon when they had Casagrande and Duplantier and Danny Carey came out.
Hell yeah, dude.
Doing Supernaut. That was
well,
incredible.
and then they bring out fucking Youngblood to do changes, and I was like. And again, me and you kind of, I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing here? Like,
I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
Well, I knew who he was.
I'd never heard of him.
He had sort of like a real like teeny bopperish career up to that moment. And he had sort of like this association with MGK. And it was just kind of, it just wasn't what we saw.
Yeah, when I saw him come out, I was like, oh, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Something for the young people.
And Lucas too. Lucas was texting Lucas, what the fuck? And I was like, bro.
Blew my shirt off.
Well,
oh my God, what fucking happened?
Agreed. But wasn't he? Didn't he do a song with Ozzy on his latest album?
Well,
He did do a.
I know
Yes, he did.
Ozzy and Sharon were in one of his videos, and in the video they like run him over with the car, and they're like, and Ozzy's like, "What was that?" And Sharon's like, "Some fucking poser," and Ozzy's like, "We'll run over him again," like it's actually real funny. But, and I don't know where the relationship between Youngblood, or his real name's Dominic, but like I don't know where the relationship between him and Ozzy started, but they had history.
Yeah, I think he kind of became like a mentor to him in a way.
And he gave him his cross, and like that's now a fucking legendary story.
Apparently, Tom Morello was aware of him prior to this event.
Really?
Yeah, he mentioned it in the Eddie Trunk podcast that he knew who he was, well before the thing started. And was familiar with him.
I mean, I knew the guy was like popular, and especially like with a younger crowd, but I didn't know he could sing like that. And he fucking came out and did changes.
They said he did it exactly like that in rehearsal. Like, gave it his all. Like, what you saw him perform was what he did in rehearsal.
Man, right after it ended, while it was going on, I was watching and I was just like, is this the medication that I'm on? I mean, is this really like... Is it really this fucking good? Like,
yeah, and the song, the original song, is just a piano and vocals. I think. And so they actually worked on that. It came together. They said 2 days prior to the show.
Yeah, Nuno said that they kind of gamed it up in rehearsal, and his impetus was sort of like maybe something like Purple Rain.
Yep,
like let's make it a big ballady thing. Also of note, during that performance, during changes, Nuno was wearing like a soccer jersey. And I wish I had more details on this, but a Portuguese, I believe, soccer player had been killed right before that. And, Nuno's Portuguese. And so it was some importance to him. And the story is crazy. I encourage everybody to look it up on Nuno's social media. But like he was like messaging fans, can anybody get me a jersey? Can anybody get me a jersey? And like literally at the last minute, 2 people had a jersey made, but the guy's name showed up and he put it on like right before they went on stage.
That's awesome.
So there was a little bit of a tribute going there. And that was you hear some of that in like the solo he did. Mm-hmm. But man, Nuno Betancourt, Youngblood, Anthrax, Frank Bello.
Dude, Anthrax.
From fucking Anthrax was on stage playing bass.
Yep.
Fucking the drummer for Sleep Token, 2. I can't even say the guy's name. I don't even know the guy's real name, just 2.
Yeah, I don't know his real name.
Was on fucking drums. And the keyboardist, the guy I knew the least about, and you and I Googled him a little bit recently, and it was Alan Wakeman.
Yeah, Wakeman.
Yeah.
Which is Rick Wakeman's kid.
Yep.
So fucking legendary keyboard player, but also he was in Ozzy's band.
Yeah, he's been playing with Ozzy for like, what, 20, 30 years?
Yeah, and I felt embarrassed. I didn't know who he was. But anyway, a bunch of legends on... How unlikely is it that those 5 people would ever even be on stage together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like the fucking planets aligned.
Yeah, that's what they were saying, like, backstage was insane. Like, all these people that would have no other reason to get together were all here uniting for this one thing.
And, dude... Like, it's funny too because Sleep Token is really big these days. They're really fucking probably number one.
Yeah, they're hard
that
to
happens
find.
with every generation.
Yeah.
It's not my cup of tea, but that happens with every generation. Where
it's true.
There's like a new style of metal that comes out where people are
like
just
when
like,
new metal
this
came
isn't
out.
Metal. Yeah, this isn't metal, and it gets.
I think what you're seeing now is you're seeing this real diverse metal where it's metal. I mean, dude, Sleep Token has some sick breakdowns. Like nobody can shit on their like heavy moments. Their heavy moments are crushing, whether it's your book of tea, your cup of tea or not. But then they do these like real R&B moments. For some people, they zig and they zag so much that we talked about that on a previous podcast. It's challenging for some listeners to really absorb Sleep Token because they do so many different things. They're so diverse. But anyway, they're real popular right now. But what's funny is for like this summer, the most popular member of Sleep Token wasn't the singer. It was this drummer that just goes by 2. Two. Sleep Token, they all have numbers, kind of like Slipknot. Right. Sleep Token 2. Sleep 3, I think, is the bass player. But like he was on the number 1 selling like single on iTunes for like because they released it as a single and donated charity.
Right. Probably the biggest highlight, one of the biggest highlights for me was seeing Steven Tyler come out and doing that set. Man,
same.
I was like, because he'd been kind of behind the scenes, not doing anything because he injured his vocal cords or whatever.
Yeah.
And so when he came out, I don't think I knew he was coming out. I don't think I knew he was part of it, and I nearly shit my pants when I saw him.
He was kind of, I think it was a last-minute addition or a last-minute change.
Perhaps, yeah.
So they did say that that his set, the set that he played, was put together 48 hours before, actually. They rehearsed and put the set together 48 hours before the show. So when I saw him, I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. And then he sounded amazing.
Yeah.
Like he sounded like Steven.
Crushed it.
It sounded just like Steven Tyler.
It was nuts. And then, we kind of fast forward to like the moment that Ozzy was actually on stage, and like he was out there with Zach, and he only played a few songs, and he was sitting down. But man, honestly, I think all things considered, he did fucking great.
I agree 100%.
Sure.
I mean, you could tell it was killing him. He wanted to stand up.
Yeah.
He was restless.
I think
constantly trying to like see if he could do it or something.
Right.
Like, he was definitely like squirming in the seat, but not in a.
I read or heard somewhere, and you hear and read a lot of things that aren't true, but someone said that he couldn't get up because of insurance purposes, that if he fell, that the venue they wouldn't cover him. I don't know if that's true.
Who knows? Maybe.
Anyway, he wanted to get up and fucking rock, but I thought he did great, all things considered.
Yeah. Sure, I did too. And then, of course, there's that moment when they did Mama, I'm Coming Home. And man,
a definite highlight.
Bro.
I'm pretty sure I had a tear.
Oh, I cried all through the whole fucking
I texted you how many times. I was like,
Yeah,
man, I think
yeah.
I'm on my 8th cry of the day.
Yeah, dude, I was wrecked. I was in tears all fucking day.
I've not been able to listen to that song in its entirety since.
It kills me. It kills me. There's one girl who does a reaction video to it on YouTube, and I think I shared it. But my God, and it's like a younger girl, like a new generation, and she's like, I've been listening to songs I've never heard. I know Ozzy just died, so I'm going to listen to this for the first time. And it was like 3 days after he died, and she goes to pieces in the video. And the video of her watching it is hard to. It's hard to fucking. I mean, it's just nuts, man. But
it was like a Freddie Mercury moment.
It was.
It's like everyone united in singing.
Dude, and whoever was operating whoever was like changing cameras for the live feed, whoever that person is, they fucked me.
And the sound engineer, the sound was great.
Dude.
You got to know that was tough.
Dude, and they had that stage that rotated.
Yeah.
How fucking cool was that?
Brilliant.
Yeah. It was brilliant. Like they would literally set the next band up behind, and then it would just zoop, like that fucking the thing back to the beginning would go up, and then fucking zoop, and then it changed bands. It would come back. I was like, bro,
which I love because it also kind of adds this like a little bit of an air of like humbling. Because like all these huge bands, but it's like you got the same backdrop. Doesn't matter. You're on the same rotating stage.
You're not Sabbath.
You're not here, and like that's what. But everybody understood. Like,
everybody is a support act.
Exactly. And that's the thing is
everybody's
like,
the opener.
We're not here for like even Metallica. Like
right.
As big as they are, we're not here for Metallica. We're here for.
And man, it really.
Sabbath.
I don't know. No, and again, nobody knows what goes on behind the scenes.
Sure.
For these places and the interpersonal relationships, but man. I don't know if you follow like the photographer Ross Halfland. He's photographed fucking everybody. He was backstage taking photos of everybody, and they were just all mingling. And it looked like nobody had an ego problem. It looked like they were all just so happy.
That's what I've heard. It was like everybody was. It was like one love. We don't want anything. How much more can we give?
Yeah.
Was what a lot of people were saying.
Except for the one band that wasn't there for that reason.
Did we ever find out who that was?
I don't think we found that out. Or do we know?
Did they ever really reveal that?
I can't find a direct quote, but it's basic. As far as we know, like it's 95% sure it's Motley Crue.
Oh, okay.
I've heard that rumor, but I wasn't sure.
Okay.
I don't know if it's been officially announced.
But I know I was distressed that day and leading forward. I was like freaking out that it was Soundgarden because that was one of the rumors.
Yeah, I remember you texting me about it. I was like, I don't think it's it.
Early on, I think Tool was mentioned as well because what's his head?
Well, they played.
Made some comments.
Tool was there.
Yeah, they were there. This was like a few weeks prior to the show.
Right. Yeah.
He had made some comment about he didn't know if Ozzy could do it. He wasn't sure.
Yeah.
So everybody was speculating that maybe it was Tool that got kicked off because he made that comment.
But Soundgarden was on the bill originally, along with like Wolfgang and Jonathan Davis.
Yeah.
And then them not playing without any response is why everybody thought it might have been them.
Yep.
And Soundgarden being my favorite band of all time,
yes.
I was freaking out. I was like, no.
Yeah.
But and then there was also the rumor that Steven Tyler was supposed to sing with Soundgarden.
Fuck, so many things.
Which is why he had to do like a last minute kind of thing. So, but I don't know. For me, that would have been the most amazing thing.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Judas Priest was invited, but they were already doing a tour. I think they were opening for the Scorpions.
When they kept cutting back to the audience when he was singing "Mama, I'm Coming Home," and everybody was just wrecked. I was also wrecked, and I was like, man. Like, you got to say, like, one of the things, man, that made this so special, and I don't know what people that follow my social media feed were thinking about me all summer. Like I just kept posting about Ozzy, kept posting. And it's because the unifying effect that had on so many different people from so many different generations.
Sure.
The metal community in general are just the fucking best people, man. Like it's hard to quantify. But they're people that really are affected by music. They give a fuck about lyrics. They give a fuck about like a melody, a guitar riff. You know, like they fucking like when the verse and the bridge do the thing they're supposed to do, and you have that fucking hook, and it comes in. Like they fucking respond to that, and I respond to that. So I know how those people feel, and those people that are standing there singing at the top of their lungs. Like I get what's happening there, and they're so loving. They just have the biggest fucking heart, and it's just, dude. And they were fucking on display for this show, and they all showed up for it, and the whole world was just tuned in to the greatest metal spectacle we've ever fucking seen.
Yeah,
how
ever.
cool was that?
100%.
And unfortunately, we can't do it again.
Yeah. Well, you know, they talked. Somebody said we should get together once a year on this day and do like a little tribute.
Yeah, that would
or
be
just like reignite Ozfest.
Yeah,
and have like an Ozfest, whether it's a festival or another, like maybe not a touring festival, but just like a festival every year, like a download festival, but it's Ozfest.
Right.
And man, I gotta say, dude, I think I was just, you know, there's so many bands I listen to, and like I'm always, you know, discovering new things and kind of revisiting old things. I think it had just sort of possibly kind of. It had become a little lost on me, just the significance that this guy. I'll be honest, man. Prior to this concert, I hadn't listened to Ozzy in a minute. I hadn't listened to like his stuff that he did solo. I'd probably listened to Sabbath since I'd listened to Ozzy, and he just wasn't in the front of my, you know, view pane. Like I knew he was out there, and I loved the guy, and he was huge to me growing up. But it just didn't, you know. I think
something that helps is the TV show. So there was a younger generation introduced to him that wasn't just about music.
Right.
They had the reality show. So I think a lot of people grew up from a young age seeing him like that.
Yeah.
Which, you know, that's why you got all ages, right?
Yeah. Indeed. Yeah. And dude, I mean, I mean, literally they've created heavy metal, and I made a post, you know, and again, everybody made a post, and I was like, you know, what could I possibly say that'll contribute to this conversation? Like there's just, but those guys, the guys in Black Sabbath, literally laid the groundwork for the art that I would spend the rest of my life engaging.
Yeah,
in.
and had no idea what they were doing. They were just
it was like a big bang in music.
Yeah, literally.
Because they not only just invented metal, but metal, if you don't know, I mean, obviously you guys do, but like, there's an explosion. The way it like branches off. There's so many different versions of metal. There's so many different subgenres. It's endless, but it all stems back to Black Sabbath.
Yeah,
like period.
And I don't have it on the top of my head here, but if you think about what was out around the time they came out, you know, it was something completely new they were doing that had never really been done before.
Yeah,
absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
and the sound came kind of by accident as well, with Iommi chopping his tips of his fingers off.
Yeah,
you know, creating that sound. Slightly by accident, obviously with the skill that he has, but like those four people together created something so new.
Exactly, and the simplicity of it, you know, it's not like super complicated.
That's the thing.
Not really.
It's just heavier blues.
That's the thing. It wasn't Jimmy Page. It wasn't Eddie Van Halen. It wasn't all that stuff. It was this different thing. Like it was almost like a counterculture version of the popular blues rock that was kind of taking over the radio. I mean, we're not taking anything away from like Led Zeppelin or the Beatles,
no, of course not,
or whatever. But Black Sabbath chose not to do all of these like traditional Chuck Berry licks and stuff. They chose to do this very heavy. It's heavy.
It's a heavier blues mixed in with the subject matter, mixed in with just the visuals and the way they just were on stage.
Yeah,
that's a good point. The
like
subject matter,
all that together.
Yep.
So it's not just about the sound that created metal in that sense. It's the whole package. It's the individuals themselves together with all of that created that, and all those things together, like I said, just exploded into so many different subgenres.
Went so well with that sound, that
hell yeah.
dark, heavy, thick sound.
I mean, to this day, man, like you could make a pretty strong argument that nothing rocks harder than War Pigs.
I agree.
Except maybe another Black
I
Sabbath
was just
song. You know
literally
what I mean?
just going to say, if something does, it's another Black Sabbath.
Yeah,
song.
yeah.
Probably for me, it probably would be the song,
NIB or
the song Black Sabbath.
Oh fuck
Like,
yeah!
just
I mean, that opening.
oh my god,
And that was their introduction to the world.
Children
It's
of the
first,
Grave.
It's the first song on the first album.
First
It's this
song, first
ominous
album.
witch.
Dude, that
figure
that
on
is
it,
so
like-
bad.
I remember as a kid, I would stare at my dad had it on vinyl, and I would stare at the cover art and be scared out of my mind while the song Black Sabbath was playing in the background. And also, Tony Iommi was on a radio show recently, and he was talking about, there's like rain at the beginning. There's like, it sounds like thunder and rain and shit. And then there's like a bell toll. He had no idea that was going to be on there. That wasn't planned. He said, they recorded the shit and then they left. They were young. They didn't know anything about how to mix or any of that. So they just left. And whoever the engineer was decided, I'm going to go ahead and put...
It's not evil enough.
No, it's not evil enough. So they got some tubular bells, and that's where the bell come from. And I think they turned the shower on in the bathroom of the studio and recorded that, and that's where the rain came from. Amazing. He had no idea that was even on. He said, I found out the first time I heard it on the radio. That's when I found out that was in there. I was like...
That's incredible.
What the fuck, dude?
I didn't know that story.
Well, and then you cut to a little bit later, and it's the 80s, and Ozzy's out on his own. And granted, these are his wild years.
Sure.
Wildest years. But Ozzy became like an institution for gifted guitarists.
Yep.
He was kind of like the Miles Davis of heavy metal, or the Frank Zappa of, anybody that was in his band was the best, the fucking best ever. And of course, Randy Rhoads, who played his last show right here in Knoxville, Tennessee.
That's right.
Like insanity. Nobody had ever seen anything like this guy, and then followed him up. And then Brad Gillis played with him, who took a break from Night Ranger, learned the whole set like on an airplane or something. Fucking played with him. And then here comes Jake E. Lee, one of the most terrifying guitar players of the
good.
80s.
That was a highlight for me too, to see him. And Rudy Sarzo.
Dude, Sarzo was, just bonkers. And then Zakk Wylde, a young Zakk Wylde. Man, Zakk Wylde's been doing a lot for a lot of years. And I remember there was a period of time, I want to say maybe the early 2000s, where a lot of people shit on Zakk Wylde. He just seemed like old hat. They did the same thing about Pantera too. People talk shit about Pantera for a long time, like when like pop punk was starting to get real big, like the fucking My Chemical Romance crowd had a lot of shit to say about like Zakk Wylde and people like that. But I'm here to tell you, man, when Zakk Wylde got the gig with Ozzy, that was the most coveted guitar gig on the planet.
Sure.
He was young, too.
He was so young.
1920, something like that?
Something like
Dude,
that.
you have no idea.
That was a coveted position to have.
Bro, you have no
By that
idea
time.
how many fucking people he had to beat out to get that position with Ozzy. Like, dude, I don't know. You gotta give Zakk his credit. He's one of the baddest motherfuckers ever to live. And he's absolutely deserves the gig he's got now, replacing his friend in Pantera,
Sure.
But man, I think time sort of corrects, and people now they have so much incredible reverence for Zakk and Dimebag.
It's funny how it comes back around.
It does come. It's funny to see what lasts over time. But Zack's still huge, Pantera's still huge, and they're still super relevant. But man, just like anybody that played with Ozzy was just like, even Satriani and Vi played with Ozzy, and he had another guy, Gus G, that played with him, for the guy from Firewind. He's fucking unbelievable
Another
too.
one I can't.
Joe Holmes was no
Joe
slouch
Holmes.
either, man.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
who I'm thinking
He had
about.
so many great musicians. Mike Borden was in his band. I mean, Mike fucking Inez.
Robert Trujillo, Inez.
Dude, it was just a who's who of the top players in metal.
Geezer was in the band for
Fucking
Like,
unreal.
what, 3-4 years.
Unreal. So
Yeah, they thought when he left or got kicked out of Black Sabbath, whatever it was, that when he started to kick off his solo thing, everybody was wondering, is it going to be good?
Yeah.
But holy shit, that
Holy
first
shit.
record, he came out the gate.
Came out swinging.
Man.
Yeah.
It's one of the most classic metal albums of all
Oh,
time.
yeah.
And that's the part where like me, like as a fucking like 5-year-old or whatever it was, kind of came to like everybody that I knew as a kid had like an Ozzy Osbourne picture on their wall. Like when I was in 7th grade, I had the fucking tribute album cover of him holding Randy. I had a back patch on my fucking denim jacket, and I'd just gotten that cassette, and all I knew was just like, I have to study. If I'm going to be a guitar player, I've got to study Randy Rhoads. Like I don't even understand, and I didn't understand Black Sabbath. Like I'd heard a few songs, but I didn't really get it, and I was just like, this is it. This is the road. This is the path. And from there, I went back, and it was just this whole thing. But he created the whole world that I grew up in.
Yeah.
It was, and I just didn't, that I think really dawned on me this year when we were watching this concert, and then, then the concert comes and goes. It's phenomenal. It's legendary. Everybody's flying. It's just, and then 2 weeks later,
gone. Insane.
Did you see the clip of Gojira finding out?
Yeah, that's rough.
On stage.
I couldn't imagine finding that out in a crowd at a show.
Dude.
That'd be rough.
Literally stopped, I don't know if it was mid-song or it might have been between songs.
Well, somebody held up a cell phone with the news. So Joe read it from somebody's cell phone in the front row. And it because he came out and said it fucking hit him dead in his tracks. And then the song was over and he was like, and then he
now I've got to go back and
got somebody from side stage and they were like, yeah, that's real. And he had to announce it to the crowd.
Fuck. Holy shit. That's insane.
I was literally still sitting around from surgery, and I got a text. I believe it was our friend Shauna that texted me. It was just like, "Hey, did you hear about Ozzy?" And I was like, "What? Oh my god!" And literally right then, I was going into a therapy session, and I was like, "Hang on."
What kind of therapy was it?
It's good time.
Mental therapy. It was actually a video conference with my actual therapist, and so we
I thought it was a physical therapist.
Fuck no.
I was kidding. Well, that's probably convenient then.
Well, and
that's good time.
Well, and her and I have been talking about, because her and her husband are watching the whole back to the beginning, and they said they cried through the whole thing, and she didn't know. And I remember logging in and going, "Hey, Mallory, how's it going?" And blah blah blah. "Oh, hey, did you hear about Ozzy?" And she's like, "What are you talking about?" And then our whole session was talking about that. So that was kind of a helpful way to process it.
Sure,
but then,
sure.
Then I just wasn't. I thought I was handling it okay, and then I just started reading all the posts, and I was like, and literally I just cried for a week straight.
Yeah, I mean, even people who you wouldn't even expect that would love Ozzy or like Ozzy or even know who he is, they were posting, condolences and just saying all kinds of nice things.
And granted, my algorithm is a little biased, but I couldn't scroll through Instagram without seeing something, dedicated to Ozzy, and that's from everybody, every walk of life, anything that I would possibly have.
Not just music. But everywhere.
Like I said, it's biased on mine, so I would expect some, but it was cell phone companies and the most rare, the Alamo.
Yeah.
The thing that he pissed on and got himself banned from San Antonio was rest in peace. What a legend kind of a thing.
Insane.
Yeah, man. The whole world was so beautiful,
It was just a week prior. He was at an autograph, a Comic-Con kind of thing, signing autographs. So just a week before he died, he was signing autographs at a
which I got, just a throwback, when they did a signing, when they did the reunion tour. And just a quick story. My mom, coolest mom ever, took me out of school and grabbed two of my friends. I don't know if they had a note or not, but they might have skipped. Anyway, she drove us into Boston.
That's awesome.
That's great.
And we stood in line. We were probably 150, 200 people out of 2,000 that showed up for this. So yeah, we got to meet Black Sabbath, and Ozzy had, because the cover is black, if anybody doesn't know it, of the CD that they were signing. So they were using silver Sharpies, and Bill Ward, being a bald man, had Ozzy's signature all over his fucking head, all over the side and on top, because Ozzy just writing all over him all day.
Yeah, they used. I heard they prank him. They were pranking him all the time, lighting him on fire.
That's where
it would be. Yeah, Bill would be sitting at a bar having a drink, and then
they'd light his beard on fire. That's where the name of the song "NIB" came from. It has nothing to do with nativity in black. It was nib, because his beard looked like a nib. So that's why they named that song.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. They lit him on fire in the studio. Actually, the story goes is they were aggravating him. They're like, "I want to set you on fire," and he's like, "No, I got to record this song." And they're like, "Okay,
that's
whatever."
a reasonable
right." So
they
said that he recorded the song, and then his session was over, and he's like, tells everybody bye. He walks out of the studio, and then 30 seconds goes by. He comes back in. He goes, "Okay, you can light me on fire now." And so Tony Iommi lights his pants on fire. They were whatever the material was, it was melted to his skin. They had to take him to the hospital.
Polyester bell bottoms.
Yeah. He had to have skin grafts.
Holy
So they fucked with him all the time.
That's funny.
Unbelievable, man. I just
Did you guys watch the funeral procession and all
I
that?
did.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is I'd been glued to my phone or the TV. There was a really kind of a touching interview with Gene Simmons of all people, who is famously has zero fucking heart.
I meant to. I saw that pop up, and I was like, I don't want to watch this.
Yeah, 'cause I thought he's gonna
be
be
something
Gene,
shitty, yeah.
and it was kind of awesome. I was
and
like,
he like
holy shit!
he like starts crying, thinking about it, and he even goes like, "Yeah, man, I played the game. Like I was a sellout. I did a bunch of fake shit. Like I've done it." He goes, "Ozzy never did that shit. He was always Ozzy." Like, and he's just like. And like the amount of people that were touched by this fucked me up so bad. Like I was just like, like the world. And I remember thinking like, nobody's going to save us, but fucking music will save us. Heavy metal will save us. Nothing else can unite people like that.
Yep.
And it was just so inspiring to see all the different people that were coming together, and like even some of like the pop stars, like Dolly Parton had a
I
special.
was literally about to bring her up.
Come on, man!
The
Like
most metal of all people that were at that show.
that's what you've said that before. Lucas actually was like a chef for Dolly, but he like was on. Were you on tour?
On tour, yeah. Her last big
He cooked
tour,
for her, and he
I
said she was
just
more metal
chef
than
for it.
fucking
Yeah.
anybody.
The entire
That's
tour
awesome.
was the most metal tour I ever did.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Her entire people. There was like all like Slayer and Slipknot people doing the tour and stuff, and like she would tour on the bus. She'd crank out like 4 nights a week and tour on the bus, where most other like a lot of like big big musicians will fly in and out of cities.
Yeah.
But no, she like I remember going over the border in Canada at like 3 a.m, actually coming back from Canada, and there she was like going in with us.
Fuck.
Damn.
Like we're like coming going or whatever.
I know she likes her bus.
Yeah, the bus it's a great bus,
Yeah.
but I only got to see inside it one time. It's one of the most pink things I've ever seen in my life. But
How did it smell? Did it smell good?
of course, it was Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is like real recognizes real, and
Yeah,
like
damn right.
she's metal as fuck. Like
Fucking love it. I
I
remember
like an old schooler.
I remember my ex roommate was a studio engineer up at Lakeside Studios, and he came home one day and he goes, "Dude, we had Dolly Parton in the studio today." And I was like, "No shit, what was it?" He goes, "Dude, she's so fucking cool." He goes, "Bro, she could stand right here with any of us and just throw it back. Like she's so
guarantee
fucking
it.
quick." He goes, "Dude, she could hang with anybody in social settings." Like there's no. And I remember like at one point during all the Sabbath stuff and like the summer, like I remember at one point I was like, God, I gotta watch, and I watched 9 to 5. And it's the best fucking movie. And she's such a baller in that movie, dude.
Yeah, badass.
Badass.
I mean, metal. How many people have duetted with Rob Halford?
fucking, you're right.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, I love her. Love her. She's a fucking Tennessee legend. Yeah. So then Ozzy passes. The whole world grieves together. Fucking.
I mean, can we touch base on that?
Go.
Like, just how divided, like, not to get into any of that kind of shit right now, but
Yeah.
like just how divided people are politically or like
Oh, yeah.
culturally.
So bad.
That stops for a few days.
Stops.
It did. It literally stopped.
It
And
absolutely
dude,
stops.
I kept seeing it. Like I just wanted to keep going. I was just like, I just kept posting Aussie stuff. Like, don't go back to fighting. Don't go back to just like doom scrolling. Don't go back to just like team sports of politics. Like, please, just like let's all unite under at least something we can all fucking agree on. Like the world was better because of this guy,
Which is amazing for a guy that was known to be the Prince of Darkness.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah, like I got tired of that like moniker because it's just kind of
Yeah.
like cheesy and corny.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like, I mean, obviously it's awesome, but like
I think that
the fact that he brought so much light,
Yeah.
like,
and
that's a
so
real, that's a
much
real statement.
Yeah.
so many real tangible works of like humanity. Like they raised so much money with that show, but not just that. Him and Sharon were like always doing charity work. They were donating to like all kinds of great causes all the time. I had a list, but I'm recording on my phone. But they had so much philanthropy that they did. They take care of animals. Like they were real big animal activists. They just did all kinds of great things. And I think that whole moniker of this, the Prince of Darkness, actually being like one of the greatest fucking people ever to live, I think that's a great kind of a metaphor for the juxtaposition of like the metal community.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
yeah. Usually those are the sweetest guys.
Yeah, it's a
Ever,
bunch of
you know?
it's a bunch of the greatest fucking people you know dressed up going in a haunted house. Like you know what I mean? Like it's got this scary thing, but it's more theater than it is
right.
actual. It's just it's so fun to exist.
It's not always to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
Those who get the joke get it, but mini
and it's not to say the music. I mean, they're very serious about the music, but as far as like the attitude of metal,
Sure.
It's literally the scariest roller coaster at the amusement park, and those that dare to get on it have a thrill like on there, but it scares a lot of people away.
Yep.
But you'll find the best fucking people on that roller coaster.
It's the only place you'll find about 100 people beating the shit out of each other for fun, but also looking out for each other.
That's right.
In a mosh pit at a metal show.
Exactly.
I've never seen, sweeter people help people out that have like fallen up while also taking an elbow to the face.
And speaking of mosh pits, can we talk about Jason Momoa at the fucking Back to the Beginning show?
He was a great host.
Great host. And a legit great guy. Like some of the people that I know online are friends with him, and they just say he's the greatest guy. Really into music, loves playing music. But I believe when Pantera was going on,
'Cause he's like boys with those. He's like partially toured around with them. Like he's at like all their shows.
He was given a hail.
And a big star, a guy with enough fame to stay away from a massive crowd of like real aggressive people.
Right.
And instead, he just goes, "Hey, I got to go into the mosh pit. Pantera's coming on."
Well,
and,
I'm sure he can also hold his own in there.
Yeah.
It's true. He also is Jason Momoa. Yeah,
It's true. I'm not slamming into him. Sorry.
Yeah.
And he just climbed over the barrier and did it.
Yeah.
And that was a big crowd too. He didn't give a fuck.
Did not give a shit.
So great.
So good.
Quick shout out to Whitfield Crane.
Oh, fuck yes.
To go back to like surprisingly, surprise guest, like probably the most underrated performance I think of that day.
Probably so, yeah.
Doing Believer.
Yep.
Dude.
Oh, big Ugly Kid Joe fan. So
much. Yeah. Well, I didn't expect to see him coming out. There was a lot of stuff. I didn't know Steven Tyler was going to come out. I didn't know Sammy Hagar was going to come out and sing. Like, there's just so many, like, it just spanned fucking generations.
It
Ronnie
did.
Wood.
Oh my God.
Talk about a Rolling Stone on stage with Steven Tyler.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
What?
I think also his name escapes me. The guitar player for Living Color.
Yeah.
Vernon Reed.
Yeah, he was back there jamming out.
But I mean, I'm here to tell you, like, again, everybody involved was such a saint, and it's such an incredible moment. And there's no point in comparing anything, but I'm here to tell you, like none of them held a candle to Nino Betancourt.
Dude, like he played 12 songs.
So extreme.
Fucking got on a plane right after the show. Got on a plane, flew straight to like Canada, I think.
Yeah.
And did a gig with Extreme, opening for like
14
Def
hours
Leppard.
later, I think it was. Yeah.
Literally, there's a video of him in the car practicing that on that same guitar.
Yep.
Practicing the next set. Like
100%
the guy's just
the MVP of
fucking
the show.
machine. And it's so cool to see that guy be this relevant this far into his career.
Well, and two, Extreme is one of my all-time favorite bands.
Same.
And to have him get that kind of notoriety for going so long, being known as the guy who wrote More Than Words. To get that kind of recognition, I thought was well deserved.
Man, I'm here to tell you,
overdue.
This is just for the guitar nerds, but his fucking tone was so good, and he was just playing on I'm pretty sure two busted ass old Marshalls, probably rented, not even his own gear. Like he was just whatever they plugged him into was what he got. And then like I remember like later, like the guy from Tool came out and he had like 3 half stacks and they were all like minimum $4,000 heads and just insane. Probably on stage with about $32,000 worth of gear, but didn't sound nearly as good as fucking Nuno.
Of course,
it's right here, dude. It's in the fucking. I mean, I'm a big fan of gear, and certain gear helps you more than other gear. I will never go back on that. But man, he's just a fucking alpha. Like you can plug that guy into fucking anything. He's in a very, very, very small club of elite players that just can't suck.
He can't. He
suck.
can literally play anything.
Yeah.
Unsung hero of the pandemic too, because he was a part of. Remember all those like individual performances doing covers and stuff. Nuno was always on those videos.
It's true. It's true. Like phenomenal year for metal.
The Bark at the Moon solo. So Jake said he couldn't do it. He couldn't play that solo anymore. And so when they did Shot in the Dark, per Nuno said that Jake was like, I don't think I want to try the solo. And Nuno was like, no, this is your moment. You're going to do this solo. So Nuno said, I walked off stage when he did the Shot in the Dark thing so that he could have that moment because he deserved it.
Fuck.
Which I thought was pretty cool.
I mean,
yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, dude, and then I remember the funeral. It comes time for the funeral, and it was really weird. There was like one feed, at least as far as I know, it was on like a one stationary camera.
Yeah,
and it was. But I found I
found a couple of other feeds from like some news outlets that had a kind of a better
set up on a building
perspective.
Yeah, and
I have 3 monitors in my office, and I had a different shot.
Oh fuck!
Watching it.
I was like, I think I was in bed because it was super early.
Yep.
Watching it on my phone because of the time difference. They're like 6 hours ahead, and I was like watching it on my phone. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, just like real, just got. And then right after the funeral, I believe is after. Like a few hours later was the opening of the Wacken Open Air Metal Festival in Germany, and the very first band on the one particular stage was Dogma. It was like my new favorite band, and they came out and they did a fucking Ozzy tribute. Like they did fucking Crazy Train, straight into Paranoid, straight into fucking War Pigs.
Gotcha.
And that fucking drummer, I mean, it was just, dude, she left nothing alive during War Pigs. Like she killed, and I was just like, oh my god, and I could just see it. And then after that, all the bands at Wacken were doing Ozzy tributes, and it was just like, dude.
Yep. Everybody after that was doing
phenomenal.
Mentioning him at least.
I mean, I saw Alice Cooper a couple weeks ago. Remember I sent you that?
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Covered Paranoid. Cooper doesn't do covers.
Right.
You know, why would he?
Why?
His catalog's so amazing.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the time to do covers.
Yeah,
So like,
you definitely don't have to do covers if you're Alice Cooper.
Yeah, exactly. So for him to do that, like,
I would have liked to seen Tommy Aldridge make an appearance. I don't know.
Yeah.
Why he didn't get an invite. I can understand. I would have liked to seen Bob Daisley, but that's understandable since all the feuding they've been doing over the years.
Of course.
And Lee Kerslake would have been pretty cool too.
I mean, the amount of people that could have been there or should have been there is endless. Obviously, those are top ones for obvious reasons, but you know, I mean,
Billy Corgan was there.
The guys in Slipknot, you know,
proposed backstage.
Max Cavalera, you know,
Megadeth, but David Ellefson was there. Yeah.
He was there.
I think that he represented Megadeth, sorta. Yeah, you know, in spirit.
Basically, any stoner band.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
You know, Matt Pike. If Matt Pike was there, that would have been incredible. But and that goes back to what I was saying earlier about the massive family tree that is metal because of that band.
It's true. You can't overstate the significance of Black Sabbath and then the legacy that came from that. Mm-hmm. And I just love that it all started in this town in England, in Birmingham, you know, in this real weird, and that's another thing.
Where Judas Priest is also from.
Yeah. Dude, during the back to the beginning, like between the band sets, they kept doing those like little documentaries
all
about
the, like,
the
locals
town.
And stuff.
Dude,
it looks metal as fuck.
It's so fucking cool.
It has to be. It's where it was born.
Exactly.
Dude, it was so cool.
Yeah.
It was just so cool. And I remember I thought, like, God, like, that's definitely a bucket list thing for me now. Is I definitely want to go to Birmingham. I want to
sit on that bench.
Go sit on that bench. I want to go to that bridge and just take it all in. You know what I mean? As just like a point of reverence to like where my craft started.
That's my Graceland.
Yeah. Fuck.
I remember looking up who else was from Birmingham because obviously I already knew Sabbath and Priest. But like UB40, Duran Duran.
UB40's from...
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. 99% sure I remember that correctly. But Duran Duran definitely. But there's also like another dozen where you're like, holy shit. Like,
what the fuck is in the water?
What are they doing over there?
What are they putting in the fucking water in Birmingham? I need to go drink some of that water. Like, God.
I mean, that's blue collar shit. That's like their Seattle kind of. Not. I'm not going to like.
Yeah, but
I get what
you know what I'm saying.
You make a good point. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
I thought it was cool, which usually this kind of thing happens when a major figure dies, but you know, their songs started charting again. Songs that hadn't charted in a while.
It was like the top 5 songs in the world.
I've got a list.
Like I
won't read them, but
like
it was insane. Like
read a couple of them.
It was like 7 or 8 out of the top 10.
So we had for Ozzy songs in the Billboard Hot 100. Let's see, "Close My Eyes Forever" reached number 8. What's another? "No More Tears" reached number 71. "Shot in the Dark" reached number 68. Then we have those were songs, and we had some albums. The Essential Ozzy Osbourne 2003 compilation reached number 7 in the Billboard and ranked number 1 on the top rock and alternative albums, and top hard rock album charts. Blizzard of Oz in the top hard rock albums charted at number 11. And then Sabbath also charted as well. Paranoid went to number 4, Iron Man number 5, and War Pigs number 6.
I mean, what a great version of the world that is. You know, not that there's not room for anything else, but man, there's such an authenticity of this music that you just don't see anymore, and it's great that
in this day and time, you know, hard rock, metal often gets overlooked these days because pop is so
of course
prevalent these days.
I mean, that's the roller coaster that is metal, though.
Yeah,
it's never gone away, but it just fluctuates.
Yep.
You know, sometimes it rises and then it falls under, and then it comes up a little bit.
And cool things come out of every way. Like when metal's very underground, a lot of wild shit comes out of that.
Like
and then when it's super popular, a lot of wild shit comes out because everybody wants to do it. And then so either way, it's good. It just works out. I think because you keep it on your radar because something cool's always coming out of the metal style, the genre, and the metal community. Like there's so many great, you know what I mean? Like
it's always something to be pissed off about.
And if I and I do want to say, there's a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people. Obviously, I've been doing nothing but just scrolling the fucking internet. But like, there's a lot of people there's like this weird metal gatekeeping. Where like if somebody young tries to get into like old music and they shit on them, or like you don't really know that band, or like you name 3 songs of the band,
right?
Like there's this. I just want to say like it's the same people that say you can't wear the shirt of the band you're going to see. Yeah. You know, like well, Burn the City will tell you fuck that.
Bring your shirt.
We need the support.
That's
like,
right. I'll sign the shirt. Bring it.
Please wear the shirt of the band you're going to fucking see, and fuck metal gatekeeping.
Yeah.
Like if anything, this is a let everybody in.
Sure.
Like fuck gatekeeping, fuck all this. You know, like I said, one of my recent favorite bands is Dogma, and they're all girls. And you can imagine, like it's not as bad on Instagram, but if you go on Facebook, the comments are just scathing.
I'm sure
scathing. And the problem, they could fucking play circles around anybody in the fucking comment section. They are elite musicians.
Yep.
They're doing it. They're like the new Kiss. They're doing a thing, but they get a lot of shit. And dude, just
rock and hard rock, heavy metal, they need young people.
Fuck yes.
To keep the thing going because. We're dying off.
We'll
die eventually.
We need the Dogmas and the Young Bloods, and we need the whole fucking like we need all those things.
As much as I don't like bands like Sleep Token, metal needs it.
Metal fucking needs it. Yeah.
And that's another part. That's the other ugly side of gatekeeping, where it's like you shouldn't shit on somebody that somebody likes. Like, so what? Somebody likes it. Like, there's plenty of bands that I can't stand. There's some performers that were at the Sabbath thing that I was like, I don't want this person here. And I'm not going to name because I'm not going to be negative about it because, like,
if I'm being honest,
that person could have meant something.
They weren't all my favorite.
But they were representing they represented
a good
their fans.
Chunk of the metal community, and like, that's fucking awesome.
And
in and of
it's
itself.
something else to be said. You know, if one of those bands, they might turn younger people on to these older guys,
exactly.
And then you got these young folks going back and listening.
It's a fucking win.
All these old bands.
Because you never know. You could. There's a couple bands from my youth that I'm embarrassed to say I liked. You know, maybe not so much anymore. Where I'm like, you know what? I'll own that now.
I always say I'm never ashamed of what I like.
Yeah, you know
exactly.
who taught me?
I got rid of guilty pleasures a long time ago. If you like something, you like something.
It was an Ace Frehley article. But Ace Frehley said something in an interview. He goes, whatever you do, don't ever be ashamed of the music that you liked when you were young.
That's right.
That's absolutely the key to your happiness for the rest of your life. So don't ever let anybody shit on the music you love, no matter how cool or not cool they think it is.
They were one of my biggest influences.
And it can also just lead you to where you are going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I didn't mean to interrupt you where you were telling a story there a minute ago.
No, you're
somebody you were embarrassed to.
I don't even know. I don't think I wanted to bring.
We feel like you're going to reveal something here.
Well, you know already my guilty pleasure. I mean, I was a young teenager when new metal came out, so like, there's some bands where I'm like, kind of cringy at this point.
Oh, one of those bands is having a big resurgence.
Oh, I've always been behind Limp Bizkit. I stopped listening to them for a while. But I've been behind them, and Fred Durst was at the thing.
He was,
yeah.
You know, he's got a major part. Like they were a major part of all the Ozfest back in the day.
Yeah,
you know? I went to 12 Ozfests in 10 years.
God
dang!
Because Massachusetts, for some reason, had
fucking MVP.
Shit!
For some reason, they had two dates, 2 of those years. So I got to go to like 12 of them.
I was just happy to go to one. I wish I'd have went to more now. But dude, you always do, don't you?
But those are like, I mean, so that was from the age of 15 to 25. So for a full decade of my life, every single summer was spent in this community.
That's the most metal thing I've heard in a minute.
And
fucking metal, dude.
I did everything from, I met, I couldn't tell you all the people that I met. Like walking out shoulder by shoulder with System of a Down in '98, like in the crowd. being second row at a Rob Zombie.
I know there
set. like I finally at one point got sprayed by the water hose. Took like 6 years for me to finally get up.
6 years,
up
but we got
close.
there.
Yeah, like
God.
just like the memories that I made during those years is absolutely incredible. I'll take them to the grave.
Yeah, man, and I would say that the memories fucking everybody made, like throughout the career of Ozzy Osbourne and all of the things that came from all the bands that followed him right up the beanstalk.
Yep.
Jesus, I can't imagine what the world would have been like without that guy in it, without all of these things, without Black Sabbath.
It would have been. It would have been a little sadder
Without Randy Rhoads.
Yeah.
Like fucking.
I mean, somebody would have stepped into that void, but it wouldn't have been what it is.
It would have been as good.
And exactly.
You can't really say that, but you can say that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, your priests and your maiden would have stepped in, but like,
yeah, and
how
total
influenced were they after Sabbath? You know what I mean? They could sound completely different at this point.
A lot of bands could sound really different.
It's true. Thank you guys again. This has been literally. I knew on July 5th we've got to do this, and I knew that had to be you two guys talking about because we were all texting each other. I just knew that we kind of had the same experience, not only that day but probably this whole summer.
Definitely.
Just looking at the way the world changed, thanks to this guy and thanks to the people who allowed their heart to be moved by this guy and this music. And I don't know, man. I feel pretty good about where metal is at right now, just in the wake of all of this.
Yeah.
It was pretty eye-opening the amount of people who were touched by it.
I agree.
I was genuinely
100%.
surprised. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, guys. Listen, we'll come back. Beacon House will be back. We will be back more frequently. We're going into the fall. We're going into Halloween season. Everybody carve a fucking pumpkin. Get your tickets to Frightworks. We always support Frightworks. And, yeah,
Can I just say one thing?
please do.
It is a pleasure to see you up and about, my friend.
Shit. Well, I mean, I'm still
100%.
sitting a
We're
lot.
so
but,
glad you're good.
But I'm,
You're moving around, and
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still on crutches, but, I'm getting there.
He came to band practice in here. I wasn't expecting him to show up. He came in unannounced, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah, Randy,
Get back in bed.
our bassist Randy had been stopping by my place after practice, just telling me what we were doing, let me hear some of the mixes and stuff.
Yeah.
And after a few weeks of physical therapy, where I could walk on crutches, I go, hey, I think I'm going to try to come by. Don't tell the guys. He goes, okay, I won't tell anybody. And I just sort of showed up, and they were like, what the fuck are you doing here? And I was like, oh, I came. Of course, I didn't get to stand up or anything, but like I was.
It was nice to have you,
It was
though.
fun. Yeah,
It was very
fun
nice.
to be back in the mix.
Hell yeah.
It's good to have you back.
All right. Well,
you got to close out a proper way, right?
fuck.
Thank you. Good night. We love you all.
Thank you. Good night. Oh God, that clip where he's talking to his kid. Fucking, in the words of Ozzy Osbourne, God, we love all you guys. Listen, thank you. Don't ever stop supporting music and stop supporting metal. That's the most important thing ever. And thank you. Good night. We love you all.